I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the renaissance. You know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you won a loss? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a renaissance, man. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the renaissance. You know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you won a loss? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a renaissance, man. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the renaissance. You know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you won a loss? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a renaissance, man.
Training camp day 3 is in the books, and man, do we have a lot to talk about. It looks like it was one of those days where it was offense, defense, both going back and forth. It's the kind of thing you want to see as this team continues to explode and grow collectively as a young unit. Let's go ahead and talk about it. This is your New York Jets situation report. Let's
I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the renaissance. You know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you won a loss? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a renaissance, man.
Okay, so today we had yet another day, right? The training camp day 4 is officially in the books. I think I said 3 in the intro. I could be wrong. But anyway, training camp day 4 is officially in the books, and we have a lot to talk about. If you're not tracking, there was some good, there was some bad, there was some indifferent, and there was even a surprise aspect to this camp that is starting to garner some interest. But first, let's talk about the bad. Bad is we didn't see George Fant today. George Fant again being held out of practice. Again, not one of those things where I think we should worry about it or stress over it because simply what they're doing is they're making sure that he's good to go. They're bringing him along quickly and effectively and efficiently to protect him from himself, to protect his body. Again, we want him ready closer to when bullets are flying. Vice, right now, early days of training camp. So no sighting of George Fant, definitely a bad. Another bad I would have to say would be Denzel Mims. Denzel Mims started off relatively strong with the first day of training camp. Looked really good. He knew the play. He understands the playbook. He caught everything thrown his way. Looked very, I think, like 4 for 5 for the first training camp day. And today he actually dropped some passes that were well within his reach, right? And I think right now that's upsetting to me because he dropped 2 passes. I know he made up for it for a nice little toe drag catch at the sideline. I mean, the refs called it as incomplete, as if he had stepped out. I personally think he actually was inbounds, but neither here nor there. So really, he didn't have a real good day today in terms of holding onto the ball, making those catches, the kind of plays we saw earlier on. And it's frustrating to me because I want to see this kid do good. I am a big believer in Denzel Mims. He's got those legitimate, tangible skill sets that we can go ahead and see translates to the football field. I think a lot of his stuff has to do with concentration drops because the kid has his hands on the ball, and we know he's got the athletic ability, the hand strength, the hand-eye coordination to make those kind of catches, and he's not. So it's kind of a bad for me because of the fact that I want to see this kid shine. And right now he started off strong and he's just slowly going down on that depth chart. Uh, Another bad is the right side of the line today gave up 2, 3, 4 sacks roughly, right side of the offensive line. Now before you get all kind of like worked up about it, it wasn't necessarily against one individual player. It appears that in the right side they did plug in some of the backup OTs. I think it was Max Mitchell, the rookie, and he gave up sacks from 2 individuals, Jonathan Franklin Myers and Jacob Martin. But it wasn't like continuous like succession, right? Like so it went 1, 2, 3 individual plays where those guys were in the backfield. JFM, Jacob Martin, and Bryce Huff, where it was able to get around the right side of the offensive line. So again, we need to be mindful that we just put Becton out there. It's probably gonna take him a couple of reps, you know what I'm saying? Give him some time to kind of gel, get comfortable in that set coming from the left side. And we know what the guy's capable of, right? It's just adjusting right now his gameplay to the right side. He did it in college. Nothing says he can't do it. The other bad would be, man, our boy Zach Wilson threw a pick 6 to DJ Reed today in red zone drills. Um, It was a sloppy throw. I don't know where he was trying to go with the ball, but ultimately Reed apparently was paying attention. You make a mistake like that, he jumped a route, got the ball in his hands, and he was gone, like high stepping all the way to the back of the end zone. And hmm, I think today that would be the bad, right? In terms of all the concerns I would say we had for today's training camp. No sighting of George Fant. Right side of the offensive line gave up a ton of sacks. Um, Zach Wilson throwing the pick six. And we got Denzel Mims not showing up again today in training camp when he needs right now these reps to show that he belongs on this roster. Jets Nation, I watched literally Jets Twitter the entire day to go ahead and immerse myself into training camp, and y'all made that so easy to do. But Jets Nation, thanks again, Jets Twitter. I appreciate you guys. Y'all made me feel like I was at training camp today. All right, with that said, let's go into the good for the day. Hey, the Wilson to Wilson connection was so pretty. I got to see that aspect live on literally Twitter today. I was on Twitter scrolling. One of y'all was live. I wish I had saved the tweet so I can at least give you a shout out. I apologize. But Jets Twitter, if you were at Jets training camp today, literally Jets Nation thanks you. We thank you because I felt like I was there with how much information y'all were doling out the entire time. With that said, that Wilson to Wilson connection, this was a beautiful catch. Right down the middle, you see Zach Wilson to Garrett Wilson. Beautiful diving catch. Got the first down. He got up a little swag to him. And I love it, man. Like the rookie has been shining throughout camp. You hear his name called multiple times. There was another catch that he made today that was apparently a highlight catch. Yes, he did miss out on this one. He could have go ahead and hauled that in, and that would have been awesome. That would have been pretty great. Um, Beautiful throw by Zach Wilson, right? But it dropped to the ground. Nonetheless, though, what it's showing us is that those two are on the same page, right? The ball was perfectly thrown by Zach. Garrett Wilson knew where he had to be. The ball hit him right in the hands. He just happened to drop it. I don't think we have to worry about, Garrett Wilson doing that very often. He didn't have a drop issue in college, and he hasn't had a drop issue in training camp. So I doubt very much this is going to be an ongoing thing. So the Wilson to Wilson connection is a great thing. Garrett Wilson has proven why he was a number 10 overall pick, why he was the second wide receiver taken off the board. He has that freak athleticism that you just can't teach. Those two being on the same page is going to be a huge benefit to the rest of that receiving room because we have a legitimate trifecta right now of receivers that would be starting on any other team in the NFL. Legitimately. All three of our top wide receivers, Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson, would be starters on any other NFL team. I'm not saying like collectively like on one team, but like they could each be a starter on some other NFL team. That's the kind of quality wide receivers we have in the room right now. So the Wilson to Wilson connection, obviously very good. Another thing I want to bring up, Zach Wilson himself. He threw that pick six, right? You would think, wow, he's going to hold his head down. This is going to be like, this is how he starts to go ahead and become more cautious about his throws, and he's not going to fire him in there with more confidence. Wrong, wrong. Zach Wilson, after that, had beautiful throws and two touchdown passes after he threw his pick six to DJ Reed. That's a good thing because he's able to go ahead and brush that interception off and get right back into rhythm, right back into the game. I don't think y'all understand how important that is. Now, okay, so this is a guy who's in his second year. There's a lot of expectations on Zach Wilson. Towards the back end of the year, we saw a quarterback that seemed like he was more confident, understood the system, was getting the ball out quicker, under 2.5 seconds, and he was being efficient with the ball. Granted, he didn't have his plethora of receivers at the time. We had Corey Davis out, Elijah Moore out, and he had a bunch of guys who, again, wouldn't be starters in the NFL anywhere else, but they were on the Jets last year. Barrios being the biggest bright spot during that time of need. But Zach still showed proficiency and elevated the players around him. Like, that translates over into year two. If you believe that that's not going to carry over into this year, you're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked come week one because if you watch the tape on Zach Wilson for the first 7 games he played and then the last 6 games that he played, you see two vastly different individuals. But I digress. Zach Wilson was able to bounce back today after he threw a pick six to DJ Reed. DJ Reed made a play on it, boom, took it back for a touchdown. Zach Wilson was able to, okay, that happened. Don't do that again. Flipped it off and then went down there and scored 2 touchdowns after he gave up one. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen during training camp. It's gonna happen during preseason. It's gonna happen during the season. But if he's giving us 2-to-1 ratio, touchdowns to interceptions because he's taking those chances. He's making the right reads. He's learned from his mistakes. I don't know about you, but I'll take that all day. I'll take 24 touchdown passes to 12 interceptions all day. I'll take 30 touchdown passes to 15 interceptions all day. That 2-to-1 ratio was not a bad thing. So Zach Wilson learning from it, being able to move on and then connect with his offensive weapons, a plus. Garrett Wilson a positive. Zach Wilson a positive. Breece Hall and Michael Carter, our backfield is a positive. Those running backs look explosive. They look electric. They get the ball in their hands, and at any given time, that's a home run. Literally, they can take it to the house at any given time with the ball in their hands. You see it. The burst that Breece Hall displays, like once he gets into the second tier, oh my gosh, man, the kid is. We've got potentially again in the running back room individuals who would be starters on any like almost half the teams in the NFL. Like that's the quality of talent we have in the running back room, the wide receiver room. Tight ends are pretty quiet, but we did see that Conklin caught a touchdown pass today from Zach Wilson, so that's positive. Good to see. It was a 5 yard in, and he was able to go ahead and toss it right above the head of the linebackers. Easy catch for Conklin. A bit of touch added to the throw by Zach Wilson. So again, it was nice to see him make it easy for his tight end because he didn't have to make it difficult. But the wide receiver room also has Tyreek Black, Irvin Charles, Rashard Davis, and Calvin Jackson fighting for spots as well, not just Denzel Mims. But of those guys, Rashard Davis balled out today, catching 2 deep balls, one from Joe Flacco, one from Mike White. That showed he had a level of speed and separation that can't be uncounted. I think he's coming from the XFL. So this is a guy getting a shot at the NFL level. So he's got a bit of veteran presence to him because he's obviously went from college to the semi-pros in the XFL. Now he's in the big leagues in the NFL. So you're seeing that right now. This is a guy who just got here. He just got here and he's picked up the offense relatively quick. And he's already created timing with quarterbacks Joe Flacco and Mike White. I haven't heard anything about him and Zach Wilson yet, but the simple fact is he's making a name for himself right now. He's somebody who's climbing up the boards right now in terms of the depth chart. And Mims needs to watch out, right? Mims needs to go ahead and make sure he elevates his game because I know this Rashard kid can play special teams, and now we know he's got that deep ball ability. It's an intriguing concept to potentially have this guy take Denzel Mims' spot, right? Like if he keeps balling out like this, man. So a great spot, a special unknown, right? A little bonus, you know what I'm saying, in terms of the good. I think it's a good thing that we're seeing the ebbs and flows of both sides, defense and offense. The defensive line being able to get into the backfield consistently is exciting. We knew they were one of our strongest strengths. The secondary is vastly improved. And that's telling. We haven't even seen Quan Alexander suit up to go ahead and get in here because he already knows the defense, what impact he can have. Look, iron sharpens iron. That's the truth. Iron sharpens iron. And to have both the defense and the offense that loaded with talent challenging one another only makes these guys better. It only makes these guys better. I can't wait for us to start testing it against other individuals though. So yeah, that's your New York Jets situation report for training camp day 4. And I can't wait for tomorrow. Can't wait for tomorrow. And again, thank you to Jets Twitterverse. Y'all the real MVPs, because without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to go ahead and get all the information, get all the content I needed to make an educated video about training camp day 4. So I truly appreciate you guys. This has been your New York Jets situation report. Till next time.